My sister told me she was thinking about what it would feel like to punch me in my pregnant belly. Now, my husband and I are thinking about not letting her have a relationship with our child. My husband and I are currently 7 months pregnant. We decided to have our baby shower back in our hometown so our family and friends could make it. We arrived 5 days before the shower to spend some time with our families. We usually stay at my parents' house, which consists of my parents and my sister. Our families had not seen me in about 6 months, and this would be the first time they saw my pregnant belly. The first day we arrived, my parents were joyful and excited to spend time with us and finally see me pregnant and showing. My sister showed up after being out with friends later that night, and as soon as she saw me she looked disgusted. She slowly walked towards me making a disgusted face and saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe you look like that." She said hi and proceeded to tell me that on the drive home, she was thinking about how it would feel like to punch me in the belly. Deadpan. There was no chuckle after or any sense of it being even remotely a joke. I was in shock and immediately felt unsafe but tried not to have a visible reaction for my parents' sake. I stood there a couple of minutes while she poked my stomach while making a disgusted look and just felt incredibly uncomfortable and on guard to any sudden movements. I then excused myself and said I was going to sleep. Throughout the following days leading up to the shower, I avoided her and shared what happened with my husband and my parents, who had overheard the conversation but hadn't quite grasped exactly what she said to me. They were all concerned, and my mom spoke to her friend who happens to be a therapist. This therapist friend told my mom that what my sister had said was extremely concerning and needed to be addressed. When my parents addressed it with her, she blamed her anxiety and depression and told them that my husband and I have everything, and now we are having a baby, and she has nothing to live for. She said all she does is go to work and sleep. For background, she has been going to therapy and on depression and anxiety medication for about 10 years. She has been extremely rude and selfish her entire life. This isn't the first time she says that she has suicidal thoughts. During my college years, I moved out of my parents' house and she blamed her depression on me leaving the house, leaving her behind, and threatened my parents with suicidal comments. Throughout the years, she has made my parents feel like I need to be responsible for her mental health and happiness. It comes off to me and other family members like she manipulates my parents into doing everything for her because of her depression. After the baby shower and some long conversations between my husband and me, we are trying to unpack it all. We are considering not allowing her to have any contact with our daughter once she's born. We assume she doesn't even want to make any effort to build a relationship with our child anyway. Are we overreacting? Update. So I definitely think I overreacted and have been desensitized to her nasty comments, manipulative actions, rude behavior, and just overall attitude. My sister is an adult and they can't just reach out to her therapist. Her therapy is virtual and they have no contact information for them. Regarding those wondering what she's been diagnosed with, all I know is the anxiety and depression. My husband and I have speculated about her being narcissistic and having a personality disorder like borderline, but we don't think she's been diagnosed, and if she has, she hasn't shared that with us. I also think therapy is what you make of it, and there is no way to know what exactly she shares with her therapist. I would also like to point out that even before this incident, my husband and I had already agreed that we would never have her watch our child or be responsible for their care, since we both agreed that she probably wouldn't want to and neither of us would feel comfortable with that. We also agreed that we weren't going to stay at my parents' house when we came to town to visit after our kid was born because it'd just be uncomfortable. For those concerned about me still being around her, the baby shower is now done and over with and we are safely back home, very far away, and there's no way of her being around me.